Welcome to the Dabble Den with your hosts, Tori Snyder, Dan Brown, and Danny Castro. All right, you're back in the Dabble Den for one of your favorite segments. What Figpins did Danny get this week?
Danny's Figpins.
All right, this is Disney week, or Pixar week, actually, to be exact. So we have Baymax, armored, non-armored. These are the 408, 406s, the non-glitter variants. They're great. I love the armored one. It looks so cool. But you didn't think I would not get the glitter versions. So I have both the glitter versions, which I really like the way Figpin does their glitter. Certain collectibles just don't do glitter well.
Oh, those are good. That I like.
You could see the glitter. I love it. They are distinct enough where you're not rebuying the exact same look. I love it. And oh my god. And I love this guy. Wow. The detail is so freaking amazing. I love the way this Wally looks. Look at him. He's so sad. He just wants to save the world.
And Eve.
And Eva.
That's a good Eve.
That is a good Eve.
That's awesome.
We have to have them together because they're in love. They're in love. Look at them.
I think that Wally highlights what makes Figpin amazing. Like you said, that Wally looks so good, and it's a pin. So not to bash Pops or other stuff, but that thing looks really good. And you can be like a mass collector, obviously, and get a lot of them.
Yeah, that's fair. Our fucking wall's starting to fill up.
Yeah, and I never want to bash on any other company because I love that they will produce things that fans do enjoy. They just have a different take and style of it. There is a Wally one a pin that Funko does. It's okay.
I'm the only one that can usually say bad things about everybody.
Yeah, we put it up to you. Unless it's Funko, then we'll let Danny take over.
I feel like they're gonna go ahead and just be mad at me one day, and they're gonna release 5 different things that I'm just gonna want, and I'm just gonna have to eat all my words. That's it for me this week. It's been they've actually. So I'm not a completionist. I've already mentioned. I start off being a completionist, but once they open up the floodgates, I have to be a little bit. I have to pick and choose my battles, especially if I've already not gotten certain exclusives. So one day we'll talk about exclusive secondary market and things of that nature, and how it can kill a collector's poor little dreams of trying to collect them all. Because if I have a gap in my collection, you're going to lose me as a completionist. So that's my only thing.
Those are great. I like your Pixar ads for the week. Those are nice.
Thank you very much.
All right. Now we're going to head into
Gems of the Week.
So I'm going to kick us off with a Western show called Godless. So forgive me for not doing my research to remember the actress's name, but she's from Downton Abbey. And then this was kind of the follow-up from Downton Abbey. But and then the same actress, she was in Walking Dead, Nurse Betty, and then she's on the show now. She just won an Emmy for it. But the premise is there's a mining town out in the Wild West. There's an accident in the mine. All the men in the town work in the mine except for the super, super old sheriff. And then there's an accident. All the men are killed. So it's only women left in this town out in the Wild West, and them trying to survive and not get encroached on by these, bandits or, opportunists coming in trying to take over their town, take all their money. So it's a Wild West Western that, women standing on their own, becoming sheriffs, property owners, business owners, and then, got some great evil characters come in, try to take over. But if you like Westerns, you like strong women, I would definitely recommend Godless. It's a great show. It's a limited series. They only did, I think it's 8 episodes. That there's not going to be a second season. So it was a limited run it was too long for a movie. So they made it a show.
I mean, it sounds like a great premise for a show. So
Oh, and then it's a limited amount, so you can consume it, and like it's 6-8 episodes. But if you like westerns, it's a good one. You don't get too many nowadays, so it's a good one. All right, Dan, what you got for us?
So I'm going to take us back into reality TV, something that Sam and I have been binging here recently. Hell's Kitchen, Gordon Ramsay. So there's many faces to Gordon Ramsay. If you've seen him on TV long enough, there's the kind and caring Gordon Ramsay you'll get normally around children. There's the one who's really trying to build up a character and trying to help their restaurants along and give them some good guidance. This is not that Gordon Ramsay. This is the Gordon Ramsay that will belittle you and yell at you, criticize every one of your mistakes, and every single cuss word that is out there, I think, is said on the show. You can find it on Amazon Prime or Hulu. Depending on what Gordon Ramsay you want. Do you want censored? Go to Hulu. You can start to 10 and go on. Amazon Prime, uncensored. Just if your kids are up, turn the volume down. But it's a great show. Lots of great chefs go through. I think it's 4 weeks of daily challenges. Some cooks are like, "Why are you here?" The other cooks are absolutely amazing. So it's been a great series to be watching.
If you want to see people cry about risotto, you got to check out Hell's Kitchen.
That and the steaks. The steaks that are wrapped in the dough. Oh my! They can never get those right.
Scallops.
Scallops.
They're raw.
I think that's really Hell's Kitchen's what started his media empire, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because if you don't know, Gordon Ramsay not only is an amazing chef who's got restaurants all over the world, he's also got 6 TV shows, 3 or 4 that's currently going. I mean, I don't know how he sleeps. I mean, the dude's all over the place all the time. And so he's got his own YouTube channel. I think he's got a master class now. So you can, if you want to learn how to cook, go pay $200 a year.
Which version of Ramsay do you get in the masterclass?
Part of me hopes a good one. He's not tasting my food, so hopefully, he'll get yelled at. He even there was also a ask Gordon Ramsay about your food. You posted on Twitter, and there was a hashtag that goes along with that. I don't know what it is, and he'd be like, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And he would just come on and just blow it up. That was a great Twitter experience to have for a while.
That's cool. Yeah, it'd be cool if the masterclass was like a choose your own adventure where you you did it, and you had to look at your food and I'm gonna play the not so good part.
It's like a multiple choice. Okay, what is this? What is this? You hit B. Wrong.
All right, Danny, what do you got for us this week?
All right, so this may not qualify under your normal gem of the week criteria because it's Horizon Zero Dawn, and Horizon Zero Dawn has sold tons of copies. It is one of their greatest hits, but I'm still going to talk about it anyways, and there's a reason I'm going to talk about it. But if you haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn, just because it's not one of the big name titles, it was a brand new property that came out a few years ago. It revolves around a young lady named Aloy, who was raised by an outcast. It's in a post-apocalyptic world where everything is just overgrown on buildings, but there's robots. There's deadly robots out and about trying to go ahead and prey on individuals, and so she goes on an adventure trying to go ahead and get down to why there's an attack on a tribe and what's going on in the world. And she gets this thing called a focus, which similarly is kind of like what I have here, which lets her see things, talk to people throughout her adventure. It's a great game. They're going to have a sequel for it later on this year, if not next year, for the PS5. The reason I bring it up is because there's also a comic book. So a comic book has been created for it, and Titan Comics brings us the Horizon Zero Dawn comic book. So that's what made me remember how great this was. You got the DLC pack. Play it, watch it, learn about it. It's a great. If you don't want to play, just pick up the comic book then, because it's a great story. It is a great story. It was very well received. The mechanics were great. I love this game.
The graphics were absolutely amazing in that game too. Like just the
They were.
detail work was really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, to echo Dan
And
on that one, the storyline was amazing because it's a single player game, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have the player to player or PVE to lean on. You have to really develop that storyline, and it was an amazing storyline.
Yeah, and she's fine. She's taking down robots with a bow and arrow, not a gun or any type of laser, taser, a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
And these things are behemoths. They're dinosaur size. They're huge.
It's a very good strategic game, even if you're not really a gamer. Like myself, I'm not like Kingdom Hearts. That's about as gaming as I get. But I got in to Horizon Zero Dawn because it was just a good game. It really had the good structure, and it had me just enough to where I kept wanting to go on.
Nice. What
Amazing game.
Definitely high praise from all of you. We'll have to check that out. Well, Sam, why don't you close us out?
So all of you guys know Aquaman, Jason Momoa, but I'm actually going to go back before he was Aquaman and everybody had to crave. I'm going to Stargate Atlantis. It follows a group of international group of Earthlings. Well, in today's time frame, that find a gate to another universe. And so they go out and explore this universe. They're trying to kind of live on their own, but they have the American military, so to speak, is there as their support system. But it's a bunch of scientists who are not all American. They're from everywhere you can think of, Canada and France and Russia and everywhere, working together to really develop their community. But they are also dealing with another universe's enemy, which is the Wraith, they're just human eating. They look like humanoids, or they're humanoids, but they like feed on other humans through this thing in their hand. But they try so hard to protect the other universe, our Milky Way universe, our Milky Way galaxy rather, from getting the information about themselves to these aliens. It's awesome. I liked it. It's a sci-fi for sure, but because it's also in today's society, it follows a bunch of people that are from today's countries. It also kind of makes you feel a little at home, even though it's not set in the Milky Way at all. It's set in the Pegasus Galaxy. But I love it. And you get Jason Momoa for like 4 seasons before he became buff and was on Game of Thrones and Aquaman. So
Atlantis is the race. They look like White Walkers, didn't they? Is that kind of they look like pale with the long?
Yeah, it's same kind of characters. So
I think I liked all this Stargates. I think Atlantis was my favorite one.
Yeah,
I have to ask a Stargate question. I liked the Stargate movie. I don't know if people who like the series like the movie. I like the movie. There's more movies than one?
There's the beginning one.
Yeah.
There's the beginning one that starts it all off, and then it's totally different characters. Like it's got David Spade and Kurt Russell. But then when they start SG-1, it's totally different actors playing the same characters. Then after SG-1, they've got 2. And so, or it might be like at the end of SG-1, there's Continuum, and then there's another one.
There's the other one.
Yeah.
Mine is now blown. Okay. So the original one, I'm guessing, is what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
So do any of the series follow that movie?
SG-1 follows that.
Okay.
That's
Perfect.
the prequel with Kurt Russell, and he is Colonel O'Neill. Well, then they pick it up. MGM, I think, picks it up, but Kurt Russell is no longer Colonel O'Neill. It is now Richard Dean Anderson.
Okay.
And so he takes off and leads this SG-1 team through perils and meeting different aliens. It's interesting too. That one actually ran for 10 seasons, where Atlantis ran for 5, and then you had Universe that ran for 2 or 3.
And Atlantis ties into SG1.
Atlantis does. So season 8, it springboards Atlantis. And so Atlantis then goes off, but they still incorporate some of the things from SG1. It's kind of like when you have Captain America or Iron Man, and then they all kind of come together for the Avengers. So you have some of those episodes where SG1 will trickle into SGA, and so it all ties in, but it's still its own series. It's still not dependent necessarily on SG1.
Mm-hmm. And how many Stargates are there?
There's 3 different series of Stargates.
Oh, no, actual gates.
Oh, many. So too many to count.
Yeah. So the premise of the show was the gates were built by, they were referenced as the gate builders until you actually figure out how they're all, but the Atlanteans that you find out are part of Atlantis, who built that city, right? And they popped every world they went to, they put down one of these little gates. So not every world has one, but a lot of them do. Got it. So if I watch the movie, I can still get into all of this. Okay. Yeah. And I mean, it's Amazon Prime, I think, has them.
Amazon and Hulu both have it, but Amazon Prime's better because you don't get the commercials halfway through, so you don't get those weird cuts. So if you have Amazon Prime, check it out on Prime. If you don't, if you happen to have Hulu, that's okay. You still get it, and it's awesome, and we love it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that was the anchor of the sci-fi for quite a bit.
It really was, yeah, for that series of it. And then, and then we ran into funding issues, right? They wanted to continue going, and Atlantis kind of ended very suddenly. They tried to kick it off again with Universe, didn't really go anywhere. They had a couple of miniseries that came out, but overall, it's a great series to get a part of.
And is Atlantis has a ton of cast from Farscape, right? Am I remembering that right? No? Or do I mix it up?
It was SG1, Ben Bowder, and what was her name? But yeah, so Ben Bowder, and then she was a dark-haired, slender woman. They were in SG1, 8, 9, and 10. Vala Maldoran is her character in SG1.
Claudia Black, is that it?
Huh?
Claudia Black? Is that?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Claudia Black. So they're in SG1. They make an appearance or two in Stargate Atlantis, but it's not like they lead the team. They are heavily in SG1 through those last 3 seasons, I believe.
That's cool. Yeah, we watched SG1 and then Atlantis, never watched Universe, but yeah, then made me think of Farscape, and then that made me think of I still got to watch Red Dwarf. I watched the panel from San Diego Comic-Con at home, which was cool. I got to go back. I'm missing like 3 or 4 years of Red Dwarf I got to find back, but it's only on BBC's streaming service, not BBC America, some weird BBC. I'm never going to get to see it. All right, guys. Well, that's our Gems of the Week. We appreciate you guys joining us. Make sure to like, subscribe, share. Follow us on social media for exclusive news, media news. We do mail drops from some of the stuff we're buying and just general content. We appreciate you guys joining us in the den. Thanks. It's good talking to you again, Dan, Danny, Sam. Thanks for joining us. We're out.